yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I got a story for you, and a couple of things. Say 4 years ago. Have any of you guys ever freaked out emotionally in a yoga class? Like something struck you, you lost it, you started crying, or you had to stop moving because something was going on with you, or have you ever had that experience before in a class?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. More than once, definitely. The good news is that that's what's supposed to happen. If you're in tune with what's going on with you, you know. And I remember having this big freak out maybe 4 years ago in my teacher and a lot of your teachers, Cheryl's class. And, you know, she's like the yoga mama. You know, she knew just what to do. I was paralyzed and I love to move. And I came in, I was not right. I was shaking. I was going through some relationship stuff. And she went out of the room and gave me a little glass of lime salt water. And she said, drink this, honey. And if you can't move, just close your eyes and meditate for 90 minutes. Just do whatever you need to do. Don't leave. Just stay here. See if you can stay here. And that was one of the best yoga pieces of advice I've ever gotten. And it's so funny how, like, when you show up in the right yoga class, the right Dharma and the right story always shows up, you know? And she told this story. I'm going to tell it to you. I was looking for it today, maniacally. This comes from Swami Radhanath. Swami Radhanath is an American yogi who went to India, I believe, in the mid-60s, seeking, as many did, and he never came back. And he became a follower of Krishna. He became an amazing spiritual teacher. I'll say his stories and interpretations of the Bhagavad Gita, especially stories of Krishna, are some of the most loving and easy to read I've ever read. And I'm going to read you one of his stories. And this is about where my mind was at in that class where I lost it. And I chose to read it because, like, you know, maybe in this time we all have moments of losing it, you know? So here goes. He says, in 1989, my parents came to visit me in India. I took them to the popular Elephanta Caves on an island near Mumbai. I've actually been there. It's beautiful. It's where my family is from. After disembarking from the ferry, we walked along a dirt footpath through a forest. Suddenly, a large monkey leaped from a tree and grabbed at my mother's purse. This was culture shock for a Chicago suburbanite, and my mother started to scream. But she didn't lose hold of her bag. A tug-of-war ensued. The monkey snarled and bared its fangs and then jumped at my mother with a screech, finally ripping the purse from her grasp. It then darted up a peepal tree. The attack was distressing not only because of its suddenness, but because the purse contained my mother and father's passports, airline tickets, credit cards, and all of their money. Everything is lost, my father said. Now what? My mother turned to me. You brought us here, hippie. What are you going to do about this? I closed my eyes and I said a prayer. Anyone who spent as much time in India as I have knows how hard it is to talk monkeys into returning stolen goods. But about 50 yards away, I saw a vendor pushing a small handcart piled high with fruit. I hurried over and I pleaded for a banana. He demanded payment. I had no money and couldn't pay, and now neither did my parents. With a hurried apology, I grabbed the banana from his cart and ran. He let out a yelp and chased after me with a stick. As soon as he turned his back on his cart, though, a different monkey invaded it, and the agitated vendor rushed back to protect his goods from the second thief. When I reached the peepal tree, I saw our monkey thief on a high branch. My mother's purse was open, and the monkey was enthusiastically chewing on her American Express card. Aiming carefully, I threw the banana at the monkey. Fortunately, it wasn't a good shot, and the monkey had to leap to catch it, dropping the purse in the process. As the monkey happily peeled and ate the banana, I returned the purse to my mother. My mother handed me 10 rupees, which is pretty much nothing, for the fruit vendor. I didn't think of that myself. By the end, the vendor was happy, my parents and I were happy, and the monkey, relishing its fresh banana, also seemed pretty happy. It was a win-win-win situation. You see, the mind functions very much like that troublemaking monkey, making it hard for us to concentrate on any one thing. What is important to us at one moment is dropped as soon as something else comes along. That doesn't even have to be better. But like the monkey with the banana, when we give the mind a more fulfilling and beneficial focus, we can easily overcome its distractions. And that comes from The Journey Within, book by Swami Radhanand. I can give you the information at the end of class if you'd like. Haven't already, sit up nice and tall, close your eyes.